Alright, so for the rationale counting lesson, I would have my background information be that the students just know how to count to 10. Each student should be able to do that, and if not, I might pull them aside and practice that individually or as a small group if there are a few students that don't know how to do that. And then for the background knowledge, from the previous day, like we would probably have done that counting to 10 in class, not just expecting and assuming that they learn that from home. And then I would say that today we are using pictures and manipulatives and like tally marks to count to 10 for our objective. And we would review by counting to 10 as a whole group. I would demonstrate, and then I would do it with them, and then I would have them do it by themselves as a whole group. And then for the relevance, like I would ask students, why does it matter? Like why do we need to be able to pick up things and like actually count them out? And so I could use an example of like something that they would like. Cookies, I could be like, all right, if your mom says you can have 3 cookies, you have to be able to go, right, 1, 2, 3 cookies. This is all I'm allowed to have, and now I know what I can and can't have. So that would be a good thing that they could connect with because everybody loves cookies. And so then I would demonstrate how to do this. I could take a whiteboard and a marker, and I would draw 10 tally marks on the whiteboard one by one, counting them out loud one by one. And then when I was done drawing the 10 tally marks, I would use my finger and point to each tally mark going 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 10. And then I have these like medals that I have from high school. And so then I could bring in like some of these for students to use, or some of the blocks that you can actually stick together so you can create groups. So I could have like, all right, now we're going to count how many medals I have up here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I could just do stuff like that. And then I could split them into groups. I could have 4 medals in this hand, and then 6 medals in this hand. And this is after I would demonstrate just counting to 10 and then doing it together, and then the students doing it with the manipulatives at their desk. Or they would do it with their marker boards, their whiteboards with their markers. And then we would move from that to me demonstrating how to count stuff in groups. And I would just start with groups of 2, and then later on, like the next day or later on in the lesson chapter or whatever, I would move to groups of 3 and then groups of 4. But I would start with groups of 2, and so I could do like, I have 4 medals in this hand and 6 medals in this hand. How many do I have total? And then I would have students count 4, and then I would have them move over here and go 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So then I would do that for them, and then I would have them do that, and then I would have, I would do like the tallies up on the board and be like, all right, I want you to put 3 tallies on this side and then 7 tallies on this side, and I want you to count them. So then I would just like have students do that in the groups, counting by groups, and then we'd move from that to actually them doing it by themselves, like on a worksheet or in a game of some form or something. So yeah, that's how I do my rationale counting. And I also made a lesson for this, and I'll share that with you too. But this, I just wanted to like explain the lesson because it was a little confusing. All right.